The age-old adage that things will look better in the morning is true-ish. Right now, it feels like when we wake up every morning, the news cycle is such that it's possible something horrible has happened overnight, something related to the pandemic, to climate change, to threats to democracy in countries all over the world. And so, how do we sustain ourselves when waking up in the morning may or may not make whatever was keeping you up in the middle of the night seem better? I have two techniques that work for me that I want to share in the hopes that you may find them useful as well. One is to give voice to that fear by having a conversation with somebody who I deem wise. And I'm very fortunate that I'm surrounded by some extraordinary friends and family members. When we put words to things and have a conversation and then listen to someone's response, we are often offered a perspective that we hadn't considered. And so I encourage you to be in conversation, not necessarily to double down on fear mongering, but to contemplate what might be possible through the eyes of somebody whose opinion you value. The second is to move into action. When we sit with our fears and are immobile, they fester, they deepen, they sink down inside of us. And so, one of the surefire ways that I know to deal with that is to move forward however best I can. So, if like me, one of the things that concerns you are threats to democracy, register voters, get on the phone, send postcards, do what you can do to be an active member of a democracy. If what bothers you is public health and the challenges that we're facing because of the pandemic, what can you do to create a safe environment? What can you do to put yourself and those around you at ease through smart practices? And if climate change, for example, is something that concerns you as it does many of us, what can you do in your own home to mitigate the impact of your own behavior? So think about small things that you can do. Think of the wonderful author and thinker James Clear, who wrote Atomic Habits. What are those micro units of activities in which you can engage that make things a little bit better? And the aggregate of those micro activities will indeed add up to really important and sustainable change. So to move out of fear, have a conversation, see if you can get yourself into action, and that should make you not only feel better, but enable you to be a contribution to a solution.